Hello, everyone. My name is Adriana Edwards, owner of Kingdom Keys and Locks, mom to two kids, and Mrs. Edwards to my husband, Caleb Edwards, and welcome to the Edwards Family Podcast. I have kind of been a little MIA the last couple months, and that's because I had family in town, and so I just really wanted to be present with them while they were here. But since they've left, now I'm kind of getting back into the rhythm of things and putting time towards projects like this. And so I had a few things I really wanted to share with you all, especially before summer ends, because we have gone out and done a lot of fun things with our kids. And I think families are always looking for new ideas of what can I do with the kids? What can I do that's free? Maybe what can I do that's cost effective, but not like, crazy expensive, but still fun. And so one of the things I had talked about in a previous episode, if you want to call it that, is I'd mentioned that I hadn't been to the Osborn Aquatic Center. Well, I have since been there a few times now, and I will say it has been so much fun, but I have also learned a few things. So, what I learned is that if you go for the first time during like their peak time, which is when everyone is there in the afternoon or like evening time, it can be very overwhelming if you have littles who don't like to be around like huge crowds. So my kids do really good at places once they're familiar and comfortable with them, even if they are a little crowded. But when they're going somewhere for the first time, ideally it's like very calm, quiet, and peaceful and not too crowded for them to get comfortable. So the next time that we went to the Osborn Aquatic Center was during their like toddler time. And that was great because there wasn't big kids that were like running around. They weren't getting splashed. And so they weren't overwhelmed by all the chaos of everything. And it was just a lot calmer of an environment. And so they really got to enjoy it. But also, too, the second time we went was the second time we went. So they felt more comfortable in general because they'd already been there before. All right, the other place that we checked out this summer that I think every family in Corvallis would enjoy, or if you're in Albany or surrounding city, you can hop on over to, it's not too far, is Irish Bend Park. So this was like a riverfront park, but it was nice because it's a little bit out into the country, so it's a little more secluded, which means not as many people, which I really appreciate, which is so funny. I love people. It's not like I don't love people, but if you're just wanting an environment that doesn't feel too loud and chaotic and something that's really calm, highly recommend it. Now, it's not like a beach where you have sand. It had a lot of river rock, but my kids love playing with the rocks, throwing the rocks into the river. You do need to watch out if they go crazy out into the river because there is like a little bit of a drop off. So, I mean, like you can reasonably let your kids play within several feet of you, but obviously don't let them walk out to the middle of the river, which I think is just common sense. Put a life jacket on them because there is a strong current. So, like, use good common sense when you're out there. Don't do anything reckless. But, like, if you just want to go park a chair out, put a little life vest on your kid and have them play a few feet away from you on the shallow water, it is fabulous for that. I feel way more comfortable with them playing in that than I do the ocean. Speaking of ocean, we have gone to Beverly Beach State Park a few times this summer as well, and that has been really fun. I like that there's a little stream that runs through it. So my kids, like, I don't like them playing in the ocean. I actually don't let them play in the ocean. They can go to the ocean with an adult and like hold a hand, but otherwise, I don't let my kids out in the ocean. So the stream is nice because it's away from the waves of the ocean. It runs into the ocean, but you have all the sand there so they can like play in the water and dig in it and do the things that kids do. I love that my kids are at an age now where they are exploring and having fun exploring new environments like that. So, those are my tips of places you can go with your kids that I think are really fun. And we still probably have a good month of really nice weather where you're still going to be wanting to get out into the water. Alrighty. So, as far as business and everything goes, I wanted to share a little bit about what I've been learning there. We recently had a surge of Google reviews, and that's been such a blessing because it means that without paying for ads, Google is showing us and our company to more people, which I appreciate. And I say that to say if you are a business owner, like getting those reviews are so important because sometimes it's kind of this hurdle a little bit as a business owner to even ask for a review. I know I don't like asking for things from people, and so that's a hurdle I've had to get over. But even so, I would say it's so important just to make it a habit to ask for the review. And if you don't have a business and you're just hearing this, or anyone really, this is just to say how important, how valuable those reviews are and how much it means to small business owners. And so if you leave reviews for people, thank you. I super appreciate it from one business owner to, another business. If you're not in the habit of leaving reviews, I would really encourage you to consider it when you have good experiences, just when you think of it here and there, but like it really does make a difference. So, anyways, that's like my business tip that I've been thinking about and really appreciating lately. And then as far as a security tip goes, so man, there's so many things I can think of, but one of them that comes to mind is that if you have doors that you don't have keys to, I've had so many conversations this last week of people that were wondering, hey, I don't have a key to this door. Can I still get it rekeyed? Absolutely. Is it a little more time consuming? Definitely. But can it be done? Absolutely. So the way that I have to rekey a cylinder that doesn't already have a working key is I basically need to disassemble the entire cylinder and then I reassemble it, which normally when I rekey a lock, I only partially take apart the cylinder without going into crazy details. I partially take apart a cylinder and just replace some bottom pins, but I don't have to worry about springs and top pins and all that. When I go to do a rekeying for a lock that has no working key, I'm not able to just partially remove the inner core of the cylinder. I have to just completely implode the lock and then rebuild it from there in order to have a key made for it. So it is possible, a little more time consuming, but totally worth it. So if you're a homeowner and you're like, hey, I don't have a working key to this lock. Oftentimes it's like the doors to your garage, things like that, or I feel like people tend to get hardware from Home Depot. They'll install it themselves, but the keys don't match. Over time, they lose the key, whatnot. By the time you switch owners, things happen. There's like no keys for certain locks, and you just have a key for the front door, and that's it. So, all that being said, highly encourage you that it is an option and that do it. You are going to so appreciate that you have one key for everything and that everything works. With that, I will let you all go, but I hope you have a lovely weekend. Thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to doing more of these here soon.